Welcome everyone, I'm Alex Pareja alongside Gemma Sule from Barcelona and Rodrigo Paez from Madrid. We are LaLiga Insiders and we are ready to bring you all you need to know about Spanish football. And today we need to talk about Messi. He wants to come back to Barcelona. In the meantime, Benzema said goodbye to Real Madrid and we need to know a lot about gossip and transfer rumors, and we'll have some detail for the extra time. La Liga is changing its logo, but they could go back to an old totem, an old myth of Barcelona, because Gemma, we need to reshape today's show. We usually start talking about the weekend games and all that happened on the pitch, but today we need to start talking about rumors, about gossips, because Jorge Messi, Leo Messi's father and agent, has been today in Barcelona. He met Joan Laporta and he said that Messi wants to get back to Barcelona. We need to start with that, Gemma. Please give us some more details.
Of course, Jorge Messi met with Joan Laporta, and after that he dropped that bombshell that changed absolutely everything. It's true that this is some kind of a soap opera. We are having chapters every week, every month, depends on the intensity. But after Barcelona and his vice president, Rafa Yuste, confirmed that they were working on the plan and everything, so there has been a different period with more or less optimism. And in the last few hours, and the fact that the rumors in Saudi Arabia are very strong and very positive about the chances that they have with this 3-season contract for 100 million, the truth is when you ask sources in Barcelona, that optimism had somehow changed a little bit, or at least went a little bit coldish. So today there was this meeting. It's not the first meeting, but it's true that it's the only meeting with the future of Lionel Messi in the agenda, because the former meetings with the manager of Lionel Messi, Jorge Messi, and Laporta himself were to talk about the possible farewell, because Messi left without any kind of homage, farewell, and fan base really wants to say goodbye. So today it was about talking the possible comeback, and what our sources tell us is that it was for Joan Laporta to ask him some time, because the Messis, they have already sent the message that they want to really decide as soon as possible, and Barcelona needs some time. They kind of know already that their viability plan is going to be approved by La Liga. It will probably be official tomorrow. So this meeting was like this. What we can explain about this meeting is that it was in Joan Laporta's personal house, which can sound quite funny, but there is a coincidence is that Jorge Messi has an office and it's just a few meters away. So the meeting was in Joan Laporta's office. Jorge Messi is the first time he was there, so he had some trouble looking for the entrance. Laporta himself had to go downstairs to help him. The meeting was fast. It was about a half an hour. We had some colleagues there and they were expecting, okay, we might start ordering pizzas because we will probably be here like forever. And it was fast. It was half an hour. And then the bombshell in that message that Jorge Messi said that Messi would love to come back in Barcelona, that they are working on this, and especially sending that message that this is a real chance. Is this a reality, Alex? Is this a strategy? Of course, we will be knowing, but I think it's there is still an option from Lionel Messi to come back to Barcelona. They will wait that okay from La Liga, but there is optimism is back in Barcelona. They will wait for that viability plan, and even though it's still difficult, there is a real chance that Lionel Messi plays back in La Liga, plays back in Barcelona.
You reminded me of Freddie Mercury singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Is this a real life or is this a fantasy? This is what probably fans of Football Club Barcelona, and specifically fans of Leo Messi, are thinking right now. So is this a real possibility? Jorge Messi said, yes, there is a chance. Leo Messi wants to go there, but Rodri, it's still a very tough puzzle to solve, especially when it comes to timing. Leo wants to resolve his future as soon as possible, and Barcelona, as Gemma explained, need time. And I don't know if that is going to be possible in the end.
I don't really know. The thing is that, Alex, I still find it really difficult, and I find it really far away. I mean, both positions, and I understand that Leo Messi wants to go back to Barcelona, and I understand that Barcelona want Leo Messi back in the squad, and I find that really normal in the way that we can find two different sides of the story that never should be apart, because we remember that we said so many times that Leo Messi shouldn't have gone to PSG instead of staying as a Barcelona player. We remember that he, as a Barca player, he played more than 778 games with more than 672 goals, those assists and those titles that we are watching now on the screen. And this is normal that Leo Messi wants to go back to Barcelona. But my question is La Liga, with the ability plan that Gemma mentioned, going to say, okay, this is perfect? And are Barcelona going to say, okay, apart from that, we're going to sacrifice 2-3 players that have to be sold in this summer window transfer in order to get Leo Messi back in the squad for a couple of years? I mean, is this really something, when I talk this and when I ask this, is this something normally in terms of football? Is this something that all the people that you may comment below approve? This is something really weird for me, because when we mention Leo Messi, I remember his goals, his assists, all the games that he played with the Barca sleeve. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, if he comes back, he's gonna come back for a couple of years. He's not gonna be here forever, and it's not the same version that we saw in La Liga of Leo Messi. And if you want Leo Messi back, are you gonna sell those 2 or 3 key players now? Because we remember that all the names that have come up in the Catalan media are Ansu Fati, people like, for example, Rafinha, who already said that he's not going to leave Barcelona. I still find it difficult. And the thing is that Barcelona are going to fight against Saudi Arabia and against MLS with the Inter de Miami that are going to be there for sure. And it's not easy for Barcelona, because they gotta sacrifice so many things for Leo Messi that I find it a bit difficult.
Yeah, me too, because one thing is getting that viability plan approved, and the other thing is executing that plan. And that includes what you mentioned, Rodri, getting rid or selling 3 or 4 key players just to make room in the salary, in the payroll for Leo Messi. And I don't see that as something that can be done in 2 weeks. And Leo Messi wants to know his future, wants to seal his future as soon as possible. But the chance is there. The chance is there. And Jorge Messi, Leo's dad, today acknowledged for the first time in 2 years that Leo Messi wants to go back to Barcelona. So we started with rumors, Rodri, and we need to keep talking, dropping names. So we talked about Messi, and we now need to talk about Harry Kane. Karim Benzema said goodbye to the Bernabeu Stadium. We're going to talk about that later on. But we need to start talking about the replacements that Real Madrid have in the agenda for Karim Benzema. And Harry Kane apparently is in the pole position for going to the Bernabeu next season, right?
Yeah, he's the big name for Real Madrid in this summer window transfer after Benzema said goodbye last night at the Santiago Bernabeu. It's not going to be easy to get Harry Kane for Real Madrid, first of all, because he's going to turn 30 years old next month, and secondly, because it's never easy to negotiate with Tottenham Hotspur. And this is something that Florentino already knows, because he negotiated before with Daniel Levy, CEO of the Tottenham Hotspur, with Gareth Bale and with Luka Modric. And this never was easy. They understand from the English side that they're not gonna get Harry Kane for free. I mean, they're not gonna give Real Madrid Harry Kane for free. So they expect to say, okay, if you want this player, you're gonna pay at least 100 million euros around that. We remember 2 years ago when Pep Guardiola was in the chase of a striker that he wanted, Harry Kane, and Harry Kane stayed at Tottenham Hotspur because he was so expensive that Daniel Levy was asking for Harry Kane about 150 million euros, and that was something that Manchester City said no. Let's see what happens now in this case with Real Madrid, but this is not going to be easy. This is not the FIFA Ultimate Team that you sign a player and in 5 minutes you got in your squad. I mean, it's not going to be like that. But I mean, the good thing of all and the breaking news are that Real Madrid won Harry Kane as the main striker, as a Benzema's replacement. This is not going to be easy, and let's see what happens. Just in case Real Madrid they manage to get a couple of big names apart from Harry Kane, just in case Harry Kane is not able to come to Madrid. Let's see, because I understand, Alex, that the next 2 weeks are gonna key to see if finally Harry Kane can come to Spain or if finally he stays at London.
Harry Kane is the closest thing you can get to replace Karim Benzema when it comes to their style of playing. But Florentino has some experiences, bad experiences, negotiating with Levy. He paid a lot of money for Gareth Bale. He paid a lot of money for Luka Modric. He failed when he was trying to sign Christian Eriksen from Tottenham Hotspur as well. So it's not going to be easy. But good luck to Florentino finding the replacement of Karim Benzema. I would love seeing Harry Kane at the Bernabeu next season. And speaking of next season, Gemma, we need to talk about Xavi's plans for Barcelona for this summer. So the season is over, but Xavi's already thinking ahead.
Yeah, well, he has everything absolutely scheduled, and it's gonna be a busy summer in the offices of the Camp Nou. They are not only the office, the Laporta's family home as well. So as we just speak, but about the Xavi's summer plan, he knows after such a tough season, it's also very necessary to give them some weeks off that they are about to start, but not yet, because as we speak, Barcelona are on their way to Japan with no time to rest after the defeat that we will be talking a little bit later in Vigo, in Balaidos. They took a flight straight from Vigo, and this was 1 a.m. in the morning, 15-hour flight to Japan. They will be facing Vissel Kobe in Andres Iniesta still team that he will leave at the end of the season, and that will be the end of the season for Barcelona. Then they will be enjoying some weeks off, holidays for all of them except the injured. Pedri is still getting ready from that little injuries, and he's one of the concerns for Xavi Hernandez. So he has realized how the team changed with or without Pedri. It's been a demanding season. The last two seasons has been like this. That's why, with accordance with the medical staff, Pedri, for example, won't go to the Nations League. Balde neither because he's injured in that last game at the Camp Nou. And the plan is that some of the players will come back on the 4th of July with medical tests. The internationals will come back on the 11th of July. There will be a friendly match 13th of July in Ulot against Ulot, and then the US tour that you will be able to follow on ESPN, of course, starting the 16th of July. So what's the plan for Xavi? Get rest, mind rest, fresh legs, and then slowly going back and having absolutely everything scheduled to give them these very, very necessary holidays, because they are going to be the defending champions next season in La Liga. So he wants them to really enjoy this summer and come back with the best possible energy.
Shout out to Ulot. They just signed manager Pedro Dolera, who's a big friend of mine.
Good.
We used to play together back in the day. So good luck to Ulot for next season. Rodri, we need to keep talking about British players, because not only Harry Kane is in Real Madrid's agenda. What's going on with Jude Bellingham? He looked like he was going to be the first signing of Real Madrid, but what's new about the Borussia Dortmund player?
This week is going to be key for Jude Bellingham's future regarding Real Madrid. We remember that it was like 2 weeks ago when Real Madrid were playing against Manchester City that they froze everything because they wanted to focus only on the Champions League tie and in the final round of La Liga. So that is why now they reactivated everything and they are now in touch again. First of all, with the player, everything looks like it's fine and all right with the player, but now they are in touch in between clubs. Real Madrid and Borussia Dortmund board are in touch, maybe even in daily touch, in order to get a final number for the operation. Some people and some sources that we manage in this operation says that the operation could get till 130 million euros with add-ons included. I mean, this is really expensive for Real Madrid because if we mentioned before what Real Madrid could pay for Harry Kane, and now you sum this number with Jude Bellingham, this is something incredible that even Real Madrid didn't expect to spend this summer. But the thing is, it's going to be a really busy summer for Real Madrid in this window transfer, and they know that they have to reinforce the team because if not, they're going to keep behind in La Liga after what we saw this season with that second place of the table, and they want to go back in the first position, not only in La Liga but also in the Champions League. So that is why they're gonna try to get Jude Bellingham, because they understand he's the key player for the future, he's the main midfielder of the future and even of the present, and they understand that the physicality that the player have and the way he plays is gonna be perfect for this Real Madrid midfield in the near future. So that is why these days are gonna be key for that signing, and let's see, maybe next week they have some breaking news regarding Jude Bellingham joining Real Madrid. Let's see what happens, because everything looks like there is some optimism in Real Madrid board.
I love Bellingham because he's got Fede Valverde's legs and Luka Modric's quality. And Florentino better get ready to break the piggy bank because he's gonna have to spend a lot of money this summer. Gemma, we need to talk about the Barcelona's B team. They're playing the playoffs to achieve promotion to Segunda División. They defeated Real Madrid B 4-2 with 2 golazos of Luis Miguel Cruz. And we need to talk about Rafa Marquez and the other Mexican member of that team, Julián Araujo, the former right back of LA Galaxy.
Yeah, I want to talk about the momentums of these both Mexicans that they are in different circumstances. Let's start for Rafa Marquez, who was appointed at the beginning of the season of a coach of the B team. And I have to say there were a lot of concerns in Barcelona, some criticism saying that he was doing the job because he was good friends with President Laporta, that he was not prepared, that he was not style Barca, whatever, so on and so on. So eventually they are playing the promotion playoff. They started, as you mentioned, really well, that playoff against Real Madrid with the 4-2. That could have been even bigger victory. They will defend this next weekend in Madrid, and it would be a huge success to achieve the promotion to the Spanish Segunda División. And he has somehow, Rafa Marquez, managed to convince everyone, because not only the results, but the fact that the team is playing well and that this team can provide players for the A team, which is, of course, the goal of this Barcelona B. And about Julián Araujo, there was a lot of misfortune in that transfer, that the little second delay made him unable to be able to play in this team of Rafa Marquez. He has been training there. He has been training with Xavi's squad as well, because as we talked here, the plan for Julián Araujo is to be that kind of player that maybe trains in the B team but plays for when necessary in Barca, in the main team, as for example Ronald Araujo. So how is his situation? He's in a plane right now. Actually, he's somewhere in the sky between Vigo and Japan. He will have chances to play that game against Vissel Kobe, and he will be in the US tour. When you ask about him in the staff, it's true that they say that it's difficult to say whether if he's a Barca style player, because the fact of not being able to play, to compete, makes it difficult. It's true that for a new signing, sometimes, Alex, to get the automatisms, the way of playing for Barca, he has been struggling a little bit, but now he has this momentum. He has the chance to show it in Japan, in the US tour, and after that, Xavi will decide whether if he stays in Barcelona's B team plus going back to the first team, or if he goes on a loan to gain more European experience and to see if he has a place, a room in Barcelona's first team squad.
It's never easy. If you haven't been raised at La Masia, getting to adapt to Barcelona's style can be a tough challenge. You can ask Serginho Dest, for instance, the way he struggled when he came to Barcelona from Ajax, who was supposed to have a similar idea of football. But let's drop two more names of Real Madrid. Rodri, what about Nacho and Ceballos? Did they play, as Karim Benzema did, their last game at the Santiago Bernabéu?
This looks like the never-ending story because it looks like there's no end of those renewals. First of all, with Dani Ceballos, there are some optimism in both parts of the negotiation, because now Real Madrid, after this roller coaster, this La Liga with Dani Ceballos, because at the very beginning of the season, Dani Ceballos was facing his last year as a Real Madrid player, because everybody said that so he was like, no, we're not going to renew Dani Ceballos, and Dani Ceballos was like looking for some other options outside Real Madrid, because he already knew that Real Madrid were not going to renew him. But after the last 2 months, he said, okay, maybe I'm playing a little bit better. Now I'm getting that regularity that I was demanding for Ancelotti, and he played more minutes than the last year. And that made Real Madrid rethink about his future, and now they offered him a 3-year contract. So that is why now he said, okay, I need a couple of days to think about this final renewal offer, and that is why now Dani Ceballos is a little bit closer to renew his contract to Real Madrid. That is a good news for the player and even for Real Madrid. And then on the other hand, we got Nacho. Nacho is the only one club man that is still at Real Madrid squad. He is older than 30 years old, so that is why Real Madrid offered him a 1 more year contract, as Real Madrid always do with the older players that they got in the team. Some rumors in Spain in the past 15 days pointed out that Nacho was going to leave Real Madrid because he had an Inter de Milan offer, a really huge and really important offer. But now what we got is that, okay, is Nacho going to leave? I asked my sources with the players camp, and they said to me that that offer is not going to be longer on Nacho's table. So that is why now Nacho is a little bit closer to stay at Real Madrid rather than leaving Real Madrid. Let's see what happens in the next maybe 2, 3, 4 days. But the fact now with Nacho at Real Madrid is that Real Madrid don't know what Nacho is going to do, because they don't have a negative or an affirmative reply on that renewal offer. And now Nacho, once he forgets about Italy, he's thinking about joining Real Madrid for 1 more year.
I would love Nacho to stay, because he's a one-man club, and it's always there's always something special about that kind of relationship between a player and a club. And he's a Swiss Army knife. You can use him anywhere in the defense, and will always deliver. So I don't see why Real Madrid shouldn't make him a real offer and convince him to stay. But all right, we talked about all the rumors, all the fresh news around the market. But let's not forget that there were a few games played this weekend, and we need to start talking about Barcelona. They lost 2-1 to Celta Vigo in Balaídos. Gabri Veiga scored 2 goals for Celta that secured the team from Galicia to stay up in Primera División for 1 more year. Ansu Fati scored the goal for Barcelona. He's always scoring. He's got a very special relationship with with the goal, Ansu Fati, even if he's not in the best shape. And Gemma, we need to. This is like the last day of school. We need to show the grades to our parents. So what's the perception of this season at Barcelona?
Of course, it needs to be a good grade because they won La Liga after struggling just to survive the previous 2 seasons, and I think, of course, this deserves a good grade. But of course, the fact that they managed to clinch La Liga title like 5 match days ago made that those last days were awful. I think we can describe them like
relaxed.
And
they were
holidays. Even in Cornellà Prat, when they conceded 2 with Marc-André ter Stegen being very upset about that, and then I think it's bad because the picture of the team, of course, gets a little bit underrated because of that. But at the same time, I think it's a good message for the players that shows them that if there is a lack of physicality, concentration, being absolutely 100%, 200% focused in the game, you are a vulgar team that any team can beat you. So I think it's put some attention on this squad that they managed to win La Liga, because they were very concentrated and very efficient, especially in both areas, with Marc-André ter Stegen being the Zamora prize for the first time and being, again, one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And in the forward line with Lewandowski, that it's true after the World Cup, he has lost a little bit of a sparkle, but he's the top scorer, the Pichichi of La Liga, and he's been absolutely brilliant for Barcelona. Ansu Fati got this main role in the last games. He's trying to send a message that he's useful, that he would like to stay, but it looks difficult. We will see what happens eventually with Lionel Messi, with that viability plan and what Xavi has on his mind. But of course, I would say I will put a good grade. I would say, I don't know, 1 to 10. Let's go with, I think, an 8 is fair enough, even though the last games have been a little bit difficult to watch, we can say it like this, and they were playing against teams that were struggling, like Celta. They were playing a final for surviving. And they have a lot of chances ahead of them for the next season, because if they don't want to drop the level of intensity, they really need to be focused, and especially they need reinforcements.
Yeah, Gemma is right, Rodri. Barcelona were brilliant, but these last games leave us a picture that gets a little bit blurry of the champions. But they won the title. They won the Zamora Award for Marc-André ter Stegen, even though the German couldn't get the record, the lone record with 27 clean sheets. He just conceded 2 yesterday, and therefore stays with 26. It's a joint record with Paco Liaño. And Lewandowski got his Pichichi award, his top goal scorer award. So this should be a great season for Barcelona. But what's the perception from Madrid?
Well, the perception from Madrid is that they deserve an A+. I mean, for me, the grades are A+ for Barcelona. Apart from what happened in the Champions League and the Europe League, because this is something that they need to improve for the next seasons. But apart from that, I mean, they were the most complete side in all the season in La Liga. I mean, from the very beginning to late end. And I understand that, you know, when you see the last games of Barcelona, okay, they were on holidays. Come on, after what they struggled, you see, for example, that they won La Liga, semi-finals of the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Super Cup winner. Yeah, and in the Champions League, Europa League, you need to improve. But if we focus only in what happened in Spain, I mean, they deserve the best grade so far, because they were the best ones, and they were the best defender, the best maybe goalkeeper alongside with Thibaut Courtois, the best midfielder, and the top scorer in the name of Robert Lewandowski. I mean, they did everything well this season. So that is why, you know, from Madrid perception, this is something that for the next year they have to improve the Europe thing, because they struggle in the Champions League and in the Europe League, but the rest, I mean, they were perfect. And if you sum the performances of Football Club Barcelona have been really, really high level, if you sum up that to the fact that Atletico Madrid and Real Madrid did it really wrong, I mean, this is the perfect picture for Xavi, because Xavi, he was the first one that needed that La Liga title, not winning only a title, but also winning this way, showing that they are the best ones on defense, and showing that they are like a mix in between youngsters and veteran people, that they got together really well in the first season that they played together, like for example Pedri, Ansu Fati, Gavi, and Robert Lewandowski, who looks the teacher of all these peoples, and I think this is really amazing. This is a great challenge for Xavi to improve next year, and this is something interesting for Barcelona, that this season have been perfect for them.
And that makes me curious about Barcelona's next project. So there's not gonna be Jordi Alba anymore, not Sergio Busquets anymore. What if Messi, according to his dad's words, comes back to Barcelona? So the balance between those youngsters and veteran players is going to be the key for Barcelona next season, if they want to be able to compete with the European elite. But we never know. We'll start having an idea over the next weeks. Let's talk now about Real Madrid. And it was a very emotional day at the Bernabeu Stadium. They were hosting Athletic Club de Bilbao. It was a draw. It was a 1-1. Karim Benzema scored his last goal as a Madridista from the penalty spot. And it was all about Karim, right? Rodri, everyone was trying to say goodbye and thank the great French striker in his last game at the Casablanca.
It was a special night at Santiago Bernabeu, but it was not that maybe warm. Farewell to Karim Benzema, because, you know, when I got to the Santiago Bernabeu, I expected a really warm atmosphere around Karim Benzema, but it was a bit cold, and I was a bit surprised, because, you know, when Real Madrid legend like Karim Benzema is saying goodbye, I expected, you know, like all the people chanting during all the game long, and, you know, we had to wait till the end to say, okay, he scored a goal now. After he was substituted by Carlo Ancelotti, he got, you know, a warm goodbye, and then, you know, they were, you know, chanting a little bit with the rest of the players at the end of the game, but it wasn't that warm that I expected. And I don't know if it was just like, you know, like the official announcement, it was the same morning, just some hours before the game kickoff, or maybe that, you know, the members of Real Madrid were like, okay, if you want to go, if you want to leave, just leave and don't say goodbye to all of us. I don't really know what happened, you know, but it was a bit strange because I understand that it was a really special night, but at the same time, it wasn't that emotional that I expected. And I was talking to some other partners of some other media here in Spain, and they were thinking the same. Anyway, Karim Benzema is a legend. He's a legend. That if he desired, he could have been one more year at least as Real Madrid number 9. We all know, you know, all the games he played, all the goals, more than 350 goals with Real Madrid shield, those assists and those 25 titles that make him the best one ever, alongside with Marcelo. He was just one title away to be the main winner as a player of Real Madrid titles in his history. So that is why it was a really special night for Karim Benzema. Tomorrow, we are recording this on Monday night, but tomorrow, Tuesday, he will have another meeting, a private meeting with Florentino Perez, the chairman of Real Madrid, and he's gonna say officially goodbye to Real Madrid. Now he's gonna sign 2 years with Al Ittihad in Saudi Arabia. He's gonna be happy. He's gonna be even richer because the money that he's gonna earn in Saudi Arabia is gonna be massive, something that Real Madrid couldn't get to those levels. But if everyone is happy and now Real Madrid are like looking for a Benzema's replacement, they can get a number 9 like Harry Kane or whoever, but it's not gonna be the same because I insist again, Karim Benzema is a Real Madrid legend.
He was so good. He is still so good. By the way, Rodri, kudos to you for breaking the news on Thursday morning, announcing that Benzema was going to leave Real Madrid. You received a little bit of hate through social media, but kudos for unveiling that piece of.
You know what was the worst thing, Alex? I understand that hate. I don't respect that hate, but I understand that when you give this kind of breaking news, some people that may not agree with you can slag off you. But it reached to my relatives, which is even worse.
That's disgusting. That's disgusting. That's
no
disgusting,
sense.
Rodri, because you're just a messenger. You're just telling people things that are about to happen. You are not forcing anything to happen. That's the difference, and that's what some people don't understand, and that drives me crazy. But anyway, let's talk about something much nicer, Jim. Benzema's football. It doesn't matter if you're a Real Madrid fan, if you're a Barcelona fan, if you're an Algeciras fan. It doesn't matter. He was pure art. I was about to say that Benzema's best goal wasn't even scored by him. I was thinking of that amazing play that he did at the Vicente Calderón against Atletico Madrid. Isco ended up scoring that goal, but that play just going all the way up from the touchline and leaving Godin and Jimenez behind, that was sheer art. Benzema is way more than just the numbers that we just saw on the screen. He is sheer art.
Yeah, Alex, and because he was not only a killer, not only a top scorer, he was really a team player that he has adapted so well to the circumstances. Let's remember that during the kingdom of Cristiano Ronaldo I, he was the best assistant. He was absolutely outstanding, a team player, and he assisted so much. Let's remember when Cristiano left, people said, Benzema cannot replace Cristiano Ronaldo goals. And it's true that it was a different kind of player, but he became that top scorer, that killer, that absolutely dangerous forward. And I think you have to give a lot of credit. Some kind of sad I was not at the Bernabeu when I heard this Rodri saying that it was maybe not so warm, so lovely goodbye, because I think it should be a farewell. It's one of the players, maybe the years will put him in his place, that he has brought more success, joy, beautiful football in the turf at the Santiago Bernabeu. So when he decided to get that final huge, humongous contract, so we have to respect that. Don't blame Rodrigo Faez. It's not his fault that he's leaving Real Madrid. And I don't know, I just applaud him. He was a beautiful player. It was a pleasure to witness him playing live. He was amazing. He was an athlete as well. Physically, his physicality was amazing. So he's been great for La Liga, for Real Madrid, with competing against Barcelona in the Clásicos. So yeah, he deserves a great farewell.
One of the most intelligent strikers ever, and one of my favorite players ever. We're gonna miss Karim Benzema. Te vamos a echar de menos, Karim. So, all right, we wrapped up the whole season for Barcelona and for Real Madrid. We're heading into our extra time. It's almost done. And for the extra time, I want to show you this La Liga. Right after the season was wrapped, after the last game was played, La Liga unveiled this. This is the new logo, the new corporate image for the competition. Do you fancy, Rodri?
Yeah, I'm in love with that new logo. The new image, I think, it shows that La Liga is growing together with the new generations. I am a video gamer. I understand that this is something that maybe is the cause of the new collaboration in between EA Sports and La Liga, which is going to be the next sponsor, and I think it's brilliant. I like it. It's beautiful. One of my best friends was trying to create this. I mean, perfect. 10 out of 10 for me.
It looks sleek, right, Gemma?
Yeah, it's. I mean, I like simplicity. I like easy thing that tells you the message, and yeah, I think I like it. It's clear, you know what they're talking about, and it's looks modern. So yeah, I really like it.
Rodrigo the gamer, Gemma who knows it all about Barcelona. It's been such a great pleasure sharing all the secrets about Spanish football with you and with all the audience. We take some rest, but we promise, like Terminator, we'll be back. Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista, bye.